The message of Advaita Vedanta states that if you eliminate and remove all of your egoic conditioning, meaning all of your identities and attributes that you believe yourself to be, when those are all removed, something remains. And this something is the goal. This something is yourself. And it's realized that when you empty all of your egoic attributes, that which remains is everything you are seeking with your attributes. And this is counterintuitive because it is somewhat scary to empty yourself of everything you believed yourself to be and trust that which remains, yourself, being, will still be carrying you with all of the beautiful qualities that the sages say remains. So it's the emptiness that we're seeking here. And the reason why we call it emptiness is because the mind can't get that which remains, and therefore it calls it emptiness or nothing. Nothing remains. And yet our direct experience of what remains is bliss, is peace and contentment and satisfaction and wholeness. So this meditation is an attempt to bring us into the emptiness or the absence of the egoic attributes we've taken ourselves to be, and point to that which knows the emptiness, that which knows this non-objective experience of being. And in the non-objective experience of being, or the absence of person, there's still something there that knows the absence of person. And that which knows is that which remains, which is you, which is yourself. And you'll see that you don't disappear in this beautiful experience of your direct self. And once this is experienced, you start to understand how it is that you've never been born, have never lived, and will never die, that you are eternal existence that is nothing other than unconditional acceptance of love. Just sit as still as you possibly can. It's easy to see and know all of the movement that's happening within your body. For some of us, it might just be a mild buzzing. And for others, it could be severe pain. Regardless of what you're experiencing within your body, just let it be as it is. Do not try to judge it as positive or negative. Just let it be as it wants to be, as it's expressing itself. The pointer here is to not resist what you're experiencing. For the paradox is, the more that you resist what you're experiencing, the more you will experience it. So just sit in stillness as the internal movement within you plays out. The same goes for your mind. Some of us may have calm minds, and some of us may have monkey mind, where the mind is just racing from one place to another. Just let your mind be as it is. Trying to resist it only exacerbates the problem. In total acceptance for what is, there are no problems. Even though your body may be buzzing and moving internally, and your mind may be running from one place to another, you cannot deny the fact that you are sitting absolutely still with no movement. That your body Your arms and legs and torso and head are sitting absolutely still. So you cannot deny that you are not experiencing the absence of movement. The absence of movement, which is an absolutely still body, is an experience. So experience can be the absence of something. You can experience the absence of movement. Turn your attention to your direct experience of the absence of movement. Your experience of the absence of movement is what is commonly referred to in Advaita Vedanta as stillness. Stillness is the absence of activity. For how can you know if you are not moving, if you don't experience it? The experience of stillness is what is known as being. For you cannot do the absence of activity. For you cannot do stillness. You can only be stillness. What is it that knows the stillness? Notice that you know the stillness. This knowing that knows the stillness, that knows the experience of the absence of movement. Notice how close it is. This knowing is so intimate. This knowing is you. I am, and I know that I am. This knowing that I am is the most intimate love affair in all of eternity. This intimate love affair that you have with yourself is what remains after you eliminate all of your egoic attributes. When you drift back into stillness, in the absence of movement, in the absence of everything you know about yourself, in the total absence of all there is, what remains is the intimate love affair of yourself. The knowing that you know I am. Relentlessly turn your attention back into the knowing of the love of yourself and rest it there and never ever turn it away. What we did in this meditation today was first recognize our inner mental and bodily movements. We allowed them to be as they are, regardless of what they were doing. We just let them be. We then turned to the actual experience of sitting in stillness, being still. We noticed our arms and legs and torso and head had no movement to them. They were the pure experience of stillness. This is the experience of the absence of something. And in this case, it's the absence of movement. This is meant to point out that experiences of the absence of things can be experienced. That you do not need an object to experience for experience to be happening. It's when you look for that which remains in the absence of objective experience is when the profound experience of yourself comes into play. Yourself is that which remains, which is a non-objective, non-conceptual experience. It was pointed out that this non-conceptual, non-objective experience is the experience of pure knowing. This knowing is yourself. It is that which remains. And that which remains is the most intimate experience in all of creation. The ever-present love of yourself. When I am knows itself, is when the experience of love is directly and inherently known as you.